Welcome to our course on how to execute a SWOT analysis. Now that you know what each of the SWOT factors are and what they mean, and how to align the strategic mapping perspectives and the basic questions to ask, let's learn how to go about executing a SWOT analysis in your company. Before we get into the process of executing a SWOT analysis, let's discuss how to prepare for the analysis. We advise to use the VNC Designer platform directly and in real time. It contains everything you need to make your strategy actionable, simplified, and just easier as it connects everything in real time. This will save you much time and money and will have all the data within the system to build on and monitor progress as you get into your strategy mapping exercises. But some people prefer to start this process with a blank sheet of paper and a pen or a whiteboard, which is fine as well for now. With the latter in mind, when you initiate the execution of this process, always be prepared to present a SWOT analysis as a square segmented into four quadrants, where each quadrant is dedicated to a factor of SWOT. As you and your team generate responses for each factor, you simply write these findings under the appropriate quadrant. This visual arrangement provides a quick overview of the company's position and can easily be converted and added to the VNC Designer platform later on. Although all the points under a particular factor may not be of equal importance, as discussed in this course, they all should represent key insights into the balance of opportunities and threats, advantages and disadvantages, and so forth. Also, the SWOT table is often laid out with the internal factors on the top row and the external factors on the bottom row. In addition, the items on the left side of the table are more positive and favorable aspects, while the items on the right are more concerning or negative elements. Let's now get into the execution steps. A SWOT analysis can be broken into five distinct steps, all containing actionable items before and after analyzing the four components. As you continue with the strategy planning process courses, we will dive deeper in using the hypothesis of a SWOT and other frameworks to develop a detailed and actionable strategy map and execution plan with assigned goals, KPIs, and actions that's based on your specific company needs. But for now, let's review each of these five steps in more detail. Let's talk about step one, determine objectives. A SWOT analysis can be broad, though we found through experience that more value will likely be generated if the analysis is pointed directly at a specific objective. For example, the objective of a SWOT analysis may be to focus only on whether or not to develop or and deploy a new product rollout. With an objective in mind, a company will have guidance on what they hope to achieve at the end of the process. In this example I just noted, the SWOT analysis should help determine whether or not a product should be introduced or not. Step two is all about getting the right resources to brainstorm and work through each of those four quadrants I just showed you. Every SWOT analysis will vary, and a company may need different data sets to support pulling together different SWOT analysis tables and align to the four perspectives we discussed in prior courses. You should begin this process by understanding what information you need and have access to, what data limitations do you face, and how reliable are the external data sources. In addition to data, it's critical to understand the right combination of personnel that have to be involved in the analysis to support the four perspectives. Some staff may be more connected with external forces, while various staff might be within manufacturing or sales departments, for example, that may have a better grasp on what's going on internally. Having knowledge across the set of perspectives is also more likely to yield diverse, value adding contributions. For each of the four components of SWOT analysis, the group of people assigned to performing the analysis should begin listing ideas within each factor or quadrant formulated from your questions. VNC Tech Group recommends performing this step as a whiteboarding or a sticky note session. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here. Your conclusion will be a hypothesis anyway. So all participants should be encouraged to share whatever their thoughts are and whatever they have. These ideas can later be filtered and discarded if necessary. In the meantime, the goal should be to come up with as many ideas as possible to invoke creativity and inspiration in others in order to enable your strategy hypothesis. With the list of ideas within each category, it is now time to clean up and refine the ideas. By refining the thoughts that everyone had, you can focus on only the best ideas or the largest risks to your company. Remember from a prior course we had where we encourage you to take refinement one step further than a typical analysis. This is the time you identify specific findings from different quadrants to convert and align specifically. Things like convert weaknesses to strengths, or convert threats to opportunities, and also align strengths and opportunities. This stage may require substantial debate among key analysis participants, as well as bringing in upper management or even select customers to help rank priorities. Entering step 5 armed with the ranked list of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, it's time to convert the SWOT analysis into a strategic map. This is really where you want to be using the VNC Designer platform, as it will automate a strategy map from your input and make these connections visible and will maintain the goals and initiatives across the KPIs. During this step, the members of the analysis team will take the bulleted list of items within each factor and create a synthesized strategy mapping that provides guidance and details on the original objective, as well as alignment to all four perspectives of finance, customer, process, and growth. This is very unique to the VNC process that we've implemented and takes SWOT one step further. For example, the company we discussed earlier, debating whether to release a new product or not, may have identified a strength that is the market leader for its existing product. And there is the opportunity to expand into new markets. However, the details and mappings later show increased material costs, strained distribution lines, the need for additional staff, and unpredictable product demand may outweigh the strengths and opportunities. So the analysis team in this case may develop the strategy plan to revisit the decision in 6 months in hopes of costs declining and market demand becoming more transparent. This will likely save money by avoiding mistakes with this type of hypothesis. Be sure, once again, to use the VNC Designer platform as it makes this process easier and automated. It also links your SWOT results with other frameworks and the strategy mapping tools when you start the company strategic planning process with the VNC Designer system. I also encourage you to engage with your members through your membership in peer to peer discussions and roundtables on these subjects. Also, be sure to read our articles found in the community section of your membership, where our experts cover many of these topics and experiences.